Be me. Arshawu. Freshly dumped by Sophia. Reason? You're too good for me. Translation. She found a guy with face tattoos and a motorcycle. Pain. Meanwhile, life goes on. I go to my usual corner cafe before work. Door opens. Bell rings. In walks her tall, stylish hair, sharp eyeliner, leather jacket, confidence level. I have standards, and you are not meeting them. She orders her drink. Turns around. Notices me staring like an NPC. Take a picture. Romeo. It'll last longer. You choke on me, lad. Barista laughs. Thanks. Carl. She takes the table next to me. Pulls out laptop. Immediately starts cursing at it. Stupid thing. Come on. Work. Me being a functioning adult for once. Hey. Need help. She looks at me like I just offered to sell her a pyramid scheme. But eventually, Fina. Maybe. I fix it in 15 seconds. Her eyes widen. You're actually useful. Thanks. I think. She smirks. My name's Riley. We talk a bit. She's sarcastic. Funny. Brutally honest. Complete opposite of Sophia. You're too good. Martinez. Before leaving, Riley throws me a curveball. So? Why the tragic eyes? You get dumped or something. I blink hard. Yes. She whistles. Oof. Let me guess. She said you're too good for her. I freeze. How did you weren't too good. Dude. She was too cowardly. Then she stands up. Grabs her coffee. Points a finger at me. And stop moping. You're cute. Someone will actually appreciate that. She leaves. I sit there stunned like my brain got blue-creamed. Then I notice she forgot her charger. Or did she? Attached is a sticky note. Return this tomorrow. Same time. Don't be late. Good boy. Good boy. My face goes nuclear. But also, she told me to come back. She wants to see me again. Maybe I'm not too good. Maybe I'm just finally meeting someone who actually likes that. Show up a cafe next day. Pretend I just happened to be there. Riley walks in like she owns gravity. Black boots. Messy ponytail. Leather jacket again. Sits across from me without asking. Charger. She says, hand out. I give it back. She squints. You didn't keep it hostage. Interesting. I expected at least mild manipulation. Sorry to disappoint. She laughs. Then she leans forward. So, what did Miss Too Good For Me actually say when she dumped you? I try to explain. You're too nice. Too stable. Too understanding. Riley raises a hand mid-sentence. Stop. I'm getting secondhand embarrassment. For me? No. For hair? Who dumps a man for being functional? She shakes her head dramatically. I'm red. Then Carl, the barista, casually says, you two on a date or what? I immediately malfunction. Riley doesn't blink. She turns to Carl. Not yet. I'm still deciding if he's boyfriend material. Carl bold. Riley. I'm efficient. Me trying not to ascend into heaven. She leans back. Sips. Coffee. A guy from another table. Some gym bro. Approaches Riley. Hey. For you free this weekend? I'd love to take you out. Riley doesn't look up. No. He blinks. Come on. Just dinner. She finally glances at him. Bored? I said no. Also, you smell like protein powder and disappointment. He leaves. Ego bleeding. She turns to me. Say, I'm picky. Feels special. I'm trying to play it cool. But probably look like a toaster overheating. Before leaving, she stands. Taps my cheek with 2 fingers like I'm a puppy she's inspecting. Tomorrow, same time, I blink. What for? Her smirk widens. To see if you keep showing up for me? Good boys usually do. She walks out. I sit there staring at the door like a man whose life just unexpectedly rebooted. And damn, I think I will keep showing up, show up early, like embarrassingly early, pretend to casually stroll in. Even though Riley catches me loitering outside like a lost NPC, she smirks immediately, waiting for me. Adorable. I just happened to be NN. You're on time. Which means you were waiting, she sits. I like that. My brain short circuits. We talk. She steals my muffin. She steals my spoon. She steals my personal space. Halfway through, she suddenly asks, "Do you always treat women well?" I shrug. Tree. She stares like she's analyzing my soul. That's rare. Guys usually treat me like a trophy or a challenge. She pauses. You don't? I panic smile. Should I? No. She says softly. That's why I keep coming back. Then she switches tones instantly. Back to gremlin mode. But... She leans closer. I still need proof. You're as good as she said. Proof, like what? She grins, like the final boss of flirting. Let me see how you act around other girls. Before I can process. A cute waitress comes over to refill water. Riley stares at me like she's judging my oxygen intake. Waitress smiles politely. Refill me. Yes? Thanks. Riley. Boring. Zero flirting. Negative redzeta. Are you Amish? I choke on air. I thought you wanted proof I'm good. She crosses her arms. I want proof you want me. Not any random woman. Then she stands up, walks behind me, and I swear, wraps her arms around my shoulders from behind like she's claiming her property. The waitress blushes awkward leaves. Riley whispers near my ear. Good. You passed me. I wasn't aware there was a test. There's always a test. She sits back down, satisfied like a cat knocking something off a table. Then, casually, you free tonight? I blink. Yes. Cool. I'm cooking. And no, you don't get a choice. My heart is tap dancing in my chest. But then, as she's grabbing her jacket, she says something softer, quieter. You're really not like other guys I've dated. That's nice. She clears her throat, instantly embarrassed by her own vulnerability. Anyway, don't be late. Good boys aren't late. She leaves. I'm left sitting there, stunned, smiling like an idiot. Riley's apartment looks exactly like Riley, too chaotic. Varm, slightly dangerous, weirdly charming. She opens the door wearing an apron that says, Yes? I can cook. No. I won't. Don't get excited. She says, I burned half of it. It smells good. It smells like survival. Get in. She drags me inside by my sleeve, like she thinks I might escape. Dinner is edible. Barely. But she watches me eat like she's judging every micro-expression. Be honest. How is it? I swallow carefully. It's good. She narrows her eyes, then smirks. You'd lie to spare my feelings. Kute. Before I can protest, she gets up and starts washing dishes. I try to help. She pushes me back with one wet, soapy hand. Nope. You sit. I invited you. I clean. She says it with an attitude. But her voice is soft. After a moment, she adds, Besides, I like taking care of you. Record scratch. Brain rebooting. Heart stopped responding. I just look at her. She blushes. Actually blushes. Don't look at me like that. It's unfair. How am I looking at you? Like I'm worth something? We stand there in a weird silence. She dries her hands, walks over, takes my shirt in her fingers like she's checking if it's real. You ever wonder, she murmurs, why someone would tell you you're too good for them? You didn't just tell me. You meant it? She nods. Yeah. Because people like you don't end up with people like me. People like you, Ieko, are amazing. She laughs. Short, sharp, disbelieving. You don't know half of who I am. Then show me. That stops her. She stares up at me, lips parted, breathing a little uneven. Then, very slowly, she takes my hand and pulls me toward the couch. Not aggressively, not teasing, just certain. She sits beside me, knees touching mine. She doesn't kiss me. She studies me like she's making sure she's allowed. Anan, she says quietly. I'm falling for you. I inhale sharply. She shakes her head, frustrated with herself. And it scares the hell out of me because if you leave, she shrugs. I already know it'll hurt. I'm not going anywhere. You all say that. I mean it. Riley looks away, but her hand slips into mine anyway. It fits perfectly. Then she lets out a tiny laugh. You passed another test. By the way, what test? She leans into my shoulder just a little. The don't run when I get real test. I smile. She nudges me with her head. But don't relax. There are more. I figured. And this time, she grins wickedly. Some of them involve you staying over. My heart does a backflip. Riley tosses me a pair of sweatpants like she's issuing a military order. These are clean. Probably. Don't sniff them. I wasn't going to. Liar? She points at the bathroom. Go change before I change my mind. I obey because, honestly, my nervous system is already at capacity. When I come back out, Riley's on the bed scrolling her phone with the energy of someone pretending to be casual and failing horribly. She glances up. Her eyes scan me. Then she mutters, Damit. What? Nothing. You look good. I hate it. She pats the bed next to her. I sit 3 inches apart. Exactly 3. I can feel her counting them. You don't have to stay if you're uncomfortable. She says quietly, I'm not. That's because you're weirdly fearless. I'm terrified. Actually, she snorts. Good. We talk about nothing. About everything. Her father leaving. Her first breakup. Why? She doesn't trust people who are too kind. Because they always end up disappointing her harder. I tell her about my fears. My insecurities. Moments I'm not proud of. And somewhere between a joke about her terrible cooking and a story about her punching a locker in 10th grade, Riley scoots closer, then closer, then her head rests lightly on my shoulder. I freeze. She doesn't. You know why I said you were too good for me, she murmurs. No. Because I've been waiting my whole life for someone to treat me like you do. I swallow. She presses her cheek deeper into me like she's testing if I'll pull away. I don't. She sigh, relieved. Everyone I dated before expected the worst from me. You don't. That's not a bad thing. It is. She whispers. If I screw it up, you won't. You don't know that. Then I'll learn with you. Riley goes completely still. Then, very quietly, Anun. Yeah, just so you know. If I kiss you right now, it's not a joke. It's not a test. It's not a game. I won't pretend it meant nothing tomorrow. Okay? And I'm not drunk. And I'm not confused. And I'm not bored. Okay. And if you're not ready, I turn my head. She meets me halfway. The kiss is slow. When we pull back, she presses her forehead to mine. Just so we're clear. She whispers, voice trembling slightly. You started this. I laugh. She climbs into my arms like she's done it 1,000 times. Anun. Yeah. If you ever break my heart, I'll cry a lot, and then I'll probably egg your car. That's fair. And also, I really like you. I really like you. Too. She smirks sleepily. Good. Because I'm not letting you leave tonight. She falls asleep on my chest, hand gripping my shirt like she's afraid I'll disappear. For the first time since we met, I understand. Riley didn't say, you're too good for me, because she thought I was better. She said it because she hoped, desperately, silently, secretly, that I'd prove her wrong. And tonight, I finally did. The next morning, Riley wakes up on my chest, looks at me, and immediately panics like a cat realizing it fell asleep on a stranger. Oh no. Good morning to you. 2. She sits up. Hair, a total cute disaster. Blanket around her shoulders like a cape. Listen, she says, pointing at me dramatically. I'm still processing last night. Don't make fun of me. I wouldn't. You absolutely would. She's right. But before I can tease her. Her phone buzzes. She picks it up, reads a message, and makes a noise like a dying toaster. What's wrong? Nothing. Pause. Everything. Longer pause. My ex is coming to pick up her stuff today. This explains the dying toaster noise. I nod slowly. You want me to leave before she arrives? Riley opens her mouth. Closes it. Reopens it. Then blurts. No. You're staying. Are you sure? I said you're staying. If she sees you in my apartment, even better. Wait. 30 minutes later, we're sitting on her couch. I'm eating cereal. She's pacing, like she's preparing for trial. Really? Isai. Breathe. I am breathing. She very much is not breathing. There's a knock at the door. Riley straightens. For a moment, she looks like the old her. Tough. Sharp. Intouchable. Then she grabs my hand firmly. Mine. I squeeze back. She opens the door. Her ex, Zhu, walks in. Tall. Pretty. That annoyingly perfect I do yoga and never emotionally overreact aura. Zoe's eyes immediately land on me. Who is that? Riley? Without hesitation. My boyfriend. I choke on my cereal. Zoe raises one eyebrow. Unimpressed. Since when? Since none of your business. Riley snaps. I've never seen her like this. Protective. Confident. Almost smug. Zoe glances at me. Then smirks. So, this is your type now. Riley steps closer to me. So, what if it is? Zoe gives an exaggerated shrug. Just surprised? He seems too nice for you. Riley's jaw clenches. Not in anger, but in a way that says she's proud that I'm the nice one. He's good for me. She says. The room stops. I feel my pulse jump. She doesn't look at Zoe. She looks at me. And that's when Zoe realizes she lost before she even walked in. She grabs her box of things and leaves without another word. Door closes. Riley exhales violently. Oh my God. She groans, burying her face in her hands. I can't believe I said my boyfriend. I can't believe you almost died eating cornflakes. I can't believe my ex saw me holding hands with a guy. I step toward her. She freezes. You okay? I ask. No. She says. Pause. Yes. Pause. No, again. She rubs her face aggressively. Then she blurts. I got jealous yesterday when you talked to that cashier. I got jealous last week when you smiled at that barista. I got jealous when my ex said you were nice. She stops. I'm jealous, she says quietly. And I don't get jealous. I touch her hand gently. You like me, I say softly. She glares. Don't say it like that. Like what? Like it's obvious. But it is. She groans. You're the worst. You kiss me first. She opens her mouth to argue. Stops. Gladys. Gives up. You're still the worst. She pulls me into a hug before I can tease her again, her voice muffled in my chest. Fine. I like you a lot. Too much. Happy now. Very. She hugs me tighter. Don't go anywhere. Okay. I won't. Good. Because if you leave, I'll cry and threaten violence. That sounds like you. She laughs. Small. Real. Varm. And that's when she says it. Not fully realizing, you're the best thing that's happened to me in years. My heart stumbles. Riley blinks. I didn't mean to say that out loud. I know. Forget it. Not happening. She groans again and presses her face back into my chest as if hiding will undo the confession. Riley insists she's fine the entire day. By evening, she's making tea, wearing my hoodie, and staring at the kettle like it owes her money. You're quiet. Isai, she shrugs. thinking about stuff. Very specific. She shoots me a look. But it's not the usual sarcastic one. It's softer. A little scared. Anan. She says. Sit. Isit. She sits opposite me. Knees touching mine. Riley never looks nervous. Okay. She says. Inhaling. I've been acting weird. A lot. She corrects. Throwing her hands up. I was jealous. I pulled a power move in front of my ex. I panic-hugged you. I basically announced to the universe that you're my boyfriend. And I didn't even ask you first. I didn't mind. She stops. Yeah. She mutters. That's the problem. I blink. Come again. She gets up. Pacing. Classic Riley meltdown mode. You don't mind, she repeats. You're patient and nice, and actually listen to me. And it's messing with my brain. Isn't that good? Yes. She shouts. Then? No. I mean, I don't know. She stops pacing and looks at me like she's about to confess a crime. Anon. Everyone I've ever dated either lied to me, played games with me, or tried to fix me. So, when someone good shows up, I assume it's temporary. Like, I'll breathe wrong, and they'll disappear. I'm not disappearing. Stop saying, "Are you real?" she snaps. Then immediately slaps a hand over her mouth. I meant, stop being nice. It's freaking me out. I try very hard not to laugh. Riley. I say gently, do you want me to be mean? She squints. Kind of. Absolutely not. She collapses onto the couch with a dramatic groan. I hate this. She mumbles into a pillow. I like you so much it physically hurts. That doesn't sound healthy. It's not. Another groan. Then, muffled, come here. I sit beside her. She sits up, grabs my shirt, and pulls me closer until we're forehead to forehead. Her voice drops to a whisper. I don't want to be scared of this anymore. You don't have to be. She swallows hard. Then, very quietly, very seriously, Anan. I love you. Just Riley. Exposed and terrified and honest. I love you. She repeats, voice shaking. And that sucks, because now you can ruin me. I cup her cheek gently. I'm not here to ruin you. You promise. I promise. She lets out a shaky breath. Then she kisses me. When she pulls back, she leans her forehead against mine. So, she mutters, voice barely above a whisper. Does that mean you're officially my boyfriend? Yeah. Isai, it does. She smiles. Good. Because if we ever break up, I'm keeping your hoodie. I figured. And the blender. That's excessive. And the cat? We don't have a cat. We will? I laugh. Pulling her into my arms, Riley relaxes completely against me. And for the first time since I met her, she whispers without fear, I'm really happy you didn't give up on me. I couldn't. I say softly, you're the best part of my life. She hides her face in my neck. Gross. She mutters. Then, quieter. Say it again. I do. She melts into me. And for once, she doesn't fight it.